Imagine a world. Hi, I'm Zio Splendor, the host of In Ear Fetish. Imagine a world where we are the empty. And Intuaura makes the Splendor 2, and it doesn't suck without the custom DSP dongle. And then imagine the world where you could take the DSP dongle, which is 3.5 but not labeled specifically for the Splendor 2, and plug it into a headphone and increase its soundstage because that's what it's doing. Ha ha! I can analyze it now. All right, so $260. Let me. We'll start with the Splendor 2. One review, 5 stars. I didn't read it. Whatever. It doesn't matter. None of this fucking shit matters. Nothing matters. I don't even care what it's built like. Because I was so anxious to listen to this because I'm like, oh, God. Because if you remember, there was a Splendor 1 in the purple Intuauras. And the Splendor was garbage until you plugged it into the magic DSP thing that came with it. And it's like, well, why would you sell me garbage and then tell me the thing to fix it? And this new one is fucking great. But they also include a DSP thing that's supposed to fix it. And then I listened to it. I'm like, well, it does sound different. Why is it so different? So I pulled out the CAS to analyze using the THX. The hell was your name again? You're not written on here. By the way, did you know there's magnets in here? Like really, really strong magnets. That's awesome. Every dongle needs magnets in it now. Anyway, I use this to assess, and then I'm like, I'm gonna swap to this, and then I'm like, I know what you're doing. Yeah, I'm excited. What are these? I don't actually know. Like I didn't even spend the time to look at what's inside of them. It could be 9 electrostats, and I'd be like, oh, that's interesting. Luxury appearance, irrelevant. DSP, phantasm, fucking aha, I got you. Precision, ultra high performance speaker, negative circuit, precise control. Is it a single dynamic? Is that why I love them so much? Honestly, I don't know what the architecture is. Oh, 1DD. It's in the title. I love these. They're $260. They remind me of like every other IEM as far as what they look like. That one says IN, this one says IN, that one says View, that one says View. They don't say Splendor on them at all. View is even carved into the top. I put the DDA Dunu SS. DD Hi-Fi needs to make tips so I could say the DD Hi-Fi tips because it's in my brain. This particular set comes with a 3.5 due to the 3.5 nature of the DSP dongle. But that's fine because it is still simply a 2-pin flat flush mount, well, almost flush mount, which means you can buy any balance cable you want, including any of my collab cables over there, or up there, for $50 or $300, whatever you want. Anyway, back to listening to this because I'm impressed. The Splendor is a wallpaper, is a Splendor. We're listening to Pearl Jam Footsteps Live from the Binaural. Is that the name of the album? Or is that just what this is called? Binaural SRCS 2299 bonus disc. And it's just... Alright, single dynamics are like my thing. They're like, I'll listen to another IEM... But my favorite ones, the Dunu's M Pro and the Soft Ears Twilights, are both expensive as hell single dynamics. I think single dynamics are the GOAT because they just fucking sound so real and natural. And they get better and worse. I've heard bad single dynamics and I've heard really bad single dynamics. And I've heard mediocre single dynamics, but these are not that. These are exceptionally smooth, creamy, precise, wide. Oh my God, I'm here. I'm in Pearl Jam, the band. Right now, I've transported back in time and I'm sitting on the stage with them. Like the vocals are just, and this is straight off an amp, and I can go to another amp. In fact, I haven't even gone to the ADI2 Pro yet. And it's even better. That's another thing about single dynamics is since there's usually no crossover involved, because it's just driver wires instead of like wire and then like, well, the crossover component with the resistor, and then you got to put and since this is direct drive, essentially, every amplifier will make a difference in how it sounds, usually to the benefit of you because you have to fuck around and find out. Fucking around and finding out sometimes is a good thing. And that's why their little thing made such a huge difference, and it makes slightly less difference on the costs because these scale, but this is like, all right. Am I giving these a 10 out of 10? Fuck. Like, I mean, I haven't heard a single thing I dislike them doing. These are like quarter price Soft Ears Twilights. They're just, the placement of sound is I'm in a sphere. I'm inside this. If this was where I was, and instead of light, it was sound, and that's where it kind of reminds me of Eris a little bit, where it's like there's sound happening in places that I didn't think sounds could come from. Like there's sounds up. There's just sounds up. There's sounds back. Nothing hurts. I haven't pushed them to the bass limits yet, though. Let's do that. We'll do MAM research. That's my new test track is Gorilla's MAM research. There's some... Oh, I feel it. Oh, I fucking felt it. It's literally just a very subtle, like, 8 hertz thing. And if I could just... If I feel its presence, you do good bass. And that's sub bass. That's sub bass. Let the song actually kick off. Wait. Oh, it came back again before the opening. Oh yeah. These are 10 out of 10. I was, you know what? I think this, where the fuck's my remote? This is probably one of those, like, they're probably not a 10 out of 10. They're probably a 9. But you ever like, oh fuck, I'm going to the doctor. Oh fuck, the doctor's gonna cut my fucking liver out. Oh god, you're just so paranoid in the waiting room, and you're just like, for the week leading up to it, you're so nervous. And the doctor comes in and like hits your knee, and he tells a funny joke, and he says, "You're good to go. Go home," and he gives you a lollipop. That euphoric feeling when you leave that doctor's office and like your life didn't end and you didn't fail the test, and it's like, huh, that's what these feel like. I feel like I was going into them with this shitty ass box. I feel like Intuaura took a hit, partially my fault, from the original, because I was like, why are you doing this, Intuaura? Then you had the purples, which are like, they were acceptable and good, but they still sounded better on the fucking DSP corrected thing. And I just sort of, I beat them down real hard. So going into this, I pulled this off the shelf and I was going to be like, all right, let's get this fucking over with. And then I plugged them in the very first song on the fucking Picom Pi, and I just play them. Oh, like 5 seconds in, I knew I loved these IEMs. These are great. I didn't even change tips. Let's swap tips. I didn't even get a chance to like go through my entire gamut of tips. We're gonna go. We're gonna go straight to my tip, which is known to ruin things sometimes or make them more amazing. These are the render tips. They're foam-filled silicone, which is a good idea for seal. And I always put them in. My advice, if you're going to test with them, put them in, let them sit 30, 40 seconds, let them warm up, because they're a foam that will soften, and it'll like reshape itself over that course of those few seconds. All right, let's talk about this while we're waiting for that to happen. So, the last ones said Intuaura and then the name of the model on it, because they were individually tuned to DSP corrections per IEM. Which I'm like, if you're going to do that, just don't give me the option to unplug it and glue these things together and just sell me a USB thing. Because it sounded so much better on the USB that I was like, well, this is fucking useless now. Because it's like, well, here, watch this, and you've got a useless IEM because it sounds like shit. It's the cheap way to go about it is to DSP correct something, but it's still the most best way to do it. But if you're going to do it and do it. But this, while it says, well, this does the micro adjustments, blah, 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 blah. This is a general soundstage enhancing dongle. I get to use this now in my day-to-day on anything I want. I wish it was 4.4 like the old ones were, because I love the fucking build on it. We've got the metal Intuaura with this weird metal plastic block, and then you got the 4 wires in one piece of heat shrink, and this really nice knurling. It's actually, this is nicer than this. So this is like, it's a beer glass Stein looking thing with a 3.5, and it's got like a 16 wire weave. Actually, it's very reminiscent, this wire. Is it thicker? Hold on. I can't walk over there because the camera's attached to the ceiling. But this is very reminiscent of the headphones.com Listen More cable as far as the weave and everything goes. And it goes to a nice split. It's nice and smooth. So it's a nice cable, but this is nice. This whole thing is nicer. And when I pulled out the COS, specifically this pair, which is stock pads with an aux cable, just like a normal aux cable, and I was just like, all right, let me listen to this song, first 30 seconds of it here, then unplug this from my phone, plugged it in here, backed it up, first 30 seconds. I'm like, oh, that sounds completely different. But not like they've edited the frequency response different. Just sort of like, oh, we're just going to do some things, assuming cocaine, and some stuff. And you know what? It's going to make our IEMs feel better. And you know what? It did change the way these sound, but I didn't necessarily like it more. It was just a slight touch different. So you basically, what I'm telling you right now is you're buying a $200 set of IEMs. This is a $200 set of IEMs, 100% fucking worth it, 10 out of 10. And for $60 extra, which is built into the price, you're getting this soundstage adapter that will take anything you plug into it and give it a slightly wider presentation. Not ruin it, just different. And that's a fucking bundle of the year. So I've got a ton of dongles that are, trying to be true and clean, and some of them a little bit warmer. But I'm now going to be able to include this in my dongle reviews, but I don't think you can buy it separately. I don't think Intuaura sell it separately. I'm just going to see what Intuaura sells on Hi-Fi Go, like Total. In total, what do you sell? Ooh, the Plume is $150. I don't know if I have the Plume. So they no longer sell the Splendor one. They don't sell the purple anymore. Just these two. Ted, I'm hoping you're watching this, America, and the rest of the world, because where the fuck did my adapter go? Let's get another adapter. Leave that one in the ADI2 Pro. Let's go here. Oh, that bass is so nice. It's a warm bath. I'm in a bath. Let's hit X bass. And now I'm dying. Whoa. Rinko 2, eat your heart out. Jesus fuck. Okay. I'm a bass enthusiast. I like bassy things. I put X bass on these. I shit my pants. I stamp my approval, and I go home. That is so much bass. I mean, X bass on things is usually like obviously bass. But these are like a sponge, man. Give me something I have like oh, no bass boost, just A90 discrete. Okay, we are Jeff Goldblum, Don't Mess with Mr. T, which is a live recorded session, him on a piano. Jeff Goldblum plays the piano, and it's this is what I'm talking about. If you all want to know what Zeos's perfect ideal IEM sort of sounds like, buy these. I don't even like. Every sound feels like it's been strained through when you sift flour, you pour flour in. If you don't know, when you're baking, you're supposed to pour the flour into a thing and hit it, and it sifts it out so there aren't clumps. That's what this sounds like it's doing to all my music. It's just sifting it through a fine filter so that it's light and airy. And I could go, whew. We're ready to bake some fucking bread. I didn't. This might be the IEM of the goddamn year, and I didn't expect that. I'm like, did I do cocaine this morning? I'm pretty sure I just ate some Oreos, but you never know what's in there. Yeah, I'm skipping through every track, like next, waiting for the one to show up to just hurt me a little bit. Never happens. I wish these were a collab of mine. Make them $500 so that I can put $200 into my pocket, because fuck it. And we'll go to Mexico and we'll have a party. I hope they sell enough of these that they can afford box art. So that's the worst. I literally picked it because it was the worst looking box on the shelf. It's like, oh god, what do we do? And then they just shove a single dynamic in here. I don't know what tuning they did. I don't know what magic they pulled off. Is built upon the renowned user satisfaction of its predecessors, offering enhanced. And I'm trying to like read anything that might give me a clue as to why. Okay, it's got AWCT tuning technology. We'll read this part because maybe. Splendor 2 incorporates a specially designed sound cavity absorption system to absorb inharmonic sound energy peaks. I've never seen the word inharmonic. Providing a textured and comfortable sound experience. That's what this is. The exclusive acoustic tuning technology optimized sound performance, presenting more realistic and texture. You know what? Fuck it. Yeah. It sounds like what they did is they shoved soft material around instead of just a driver and rock hard shit. They did something to just soften that blow, and I can fucking tell. If this was $1,000 IEM, it'd be my favorite $1,000 IEM. It's like Software's Twilight with more bass. I'm Chuck Brown. Yeah, no. All right, 10 out of 10. 10 out of 10 IEM. Oh, by the way, I switched tips. And the bass just got stronger. Everything else still remained this. I didn't even like, it didn't even register in my brain like, oh, this sounds completely different on these tips. It sounded exactly like I expected, only the bass tests were more. So they might even be tip agnostic, where every tip sounds similarly good with different, just slight changes. Because a lot of times you change tips because something's wrong. I'm trying to fix it. I just went through this with the awful Cantor. I was just like, oh, the awful Cantor needs to be fucking fixed. This is. Why is it always the ugly ones? Well, they're not ugly. They're not pretty, but they're not ugly. And they're basic. You know what? Taking all this out. Plug this. 10s don't deserve. As nice as this wire is, it's only a 3.5. 10s are getting the business. Bring over the business. We're going to bring over the business. This is the business. We're going to have multi-collabs on here. We're going to have my wire, my tips, my heart, my soul, I'm trying to think of like Eminem rap lyrics that I could just integrate into this. Fuck. Where am I plugging into first? There? No. You know what? No. Give this one. Because this unit is the streamer, the Pecan Pie streamer from Orchard Audio. And it is known to being a little bit, not sharp, but just like a plain Jane detail whore. Like, here it is, gone. Oh, the echo. Witch from Mercury. I'm done with this review. I can tell it's just a little bit, the amplifier is just a little bit more towards like the linear side. This Smith about my new amp tasting IEM. That would be a thing. Oh, that R2R. That's the R, not the RR, R2R. Unless I'll give you the my favorite amp pretty much. Wow, that thing's hot. Here we go. Oh, they're amp dependent, but my God, do they still sounded good. Sounded a little smoother. Oh fuck, scaling. I'm actually gonna cry. Distant Memory from Witch of Mercury. That was like the last 25 seconds of a song, and it brought me to tears. All right, we're done. You win. You win, Intuaura. All right, you fucked up, and I shit on you. And oh, by the way, there is a waifu in this. In case you didn't remember, the Intuaura, which I never opened one of these because I always sold these. I was like, I'm not keeping this IEM. Fuck it, I'm keeping this IEM. I'm gonna finally get to open this up. There's no waifus in the box. There's no nothing. There's no indication of weebness at all. Yet look at the cleaning cloth. It is a silhouette of some waifu. I'm sure weebs stronger than I could probably identify. Hatsune Miku? No. She's got some sort of like ribbons in her hair, and she's got the big shoes, wearing like a puffy dress. Find the sound you like! Exclamation mark Intuaura. I'm down. We're fucking down. Patreon, subscribe so I support this channel. When I don't sell things like this, which I usually do in the yard sales, that supports the channel, which is great. But when I don't, when I have to keep it because it's fucking the IEM of the year, then thank you for paying to support the channel. You can get, by the way, see other IEM reviews free of charge on Patreon and Subscribestar. I can't release them on YouTube all in the same day, but when I dump them onto Patreon and Subscribestar, you can see all of them in the same day, even if they're not come out for weeks here live on YouTube. So click the links, see if anything's hiding in there, and fuck. Now how do I go on from this? I was supposed to do like 3 of these today. Well, I did. This is the second one. Hashtag Zeos is ruined.